Barnum, the name, P.T. Barnum. And I want to tell you that tonight, on this stage, you're going to see at bar none every sight, wonder, and miracle that name stands for, including Jumbo, the largest elephant in the world, the amazing great white whale from Labrador, General Tom Thumb, only 25 inches from toe to crown, Dwight Head, the oldest woman alive, the most rarest and beautiful bird in captivity, the Swedish nightingale, plus a company of hundreds, no, what am I saying, thousands, including marching bands, standing bands, tumbling bands, flying bands, bands of every shape, size, and description, and here they are! Oh, I know what you're thinking. You don't see any nightingales or flying bands or 25-inch men. But like I told you, Barnum the name and miracles are my game. And they're all up there. Mark my word. Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Home.
But I got a point of view to expound, defending the noble art of humbug.
Which I have a duty in disagreement with, for it is no more than a shoddy defense of flim-flam. So it does not behoove me to stick around.
Respect for the speaker, man, requires you to listen while he sets forth his convictions.
And respect for my own convictions requires me to set forth, which I am doing.
Then go. One small voice can quite easily be ignored.
Good day, Mr. Barnum.
Of course, it doesn't help any that one small voice belongs to his wife. Cherry Barnum, I'll have something for you before you leave.
With pleasure, Mr. Barnum. You may not make much sense, but you sure are wonderful.
In the main ring, ladies and gentlemen, the fight to the finish struggle of Hamburg versus Chicken, Flim-Flam versus Fats, Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum versus Good Wife Cherry, an American pageant featuring stirring music, thrilling, spectacular, hilarious clowns, and savage jungle beasts. Presenting first, Mr. Barnum himself, in an opening bit, a philosophic vulture, Mr. Barnum! That's it, went for the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Give her a mess of artifacts, she's happy as a clam. Stir up with a bit of fancy, she turns up her nose like it was yesterday's fish. But in the end, whether you think my humbug will lessen her when our country was a pup. Today, alas, it's grown up, and we ain't no suckers anymore. I'll prove it to you. If I was to say I had a real live mermaid backstage, how many of you would pay 25 cents to see her? Maybe one, two at the most. But the rest of you are too educated to believe in that foolishness, like a half woman, half fish. So you're not suckers.
Here it is, Taylor, in Mr. Webster's dictionary. Humbug, something designed to deceive or mislead.
That's what happens to Mary's school teacher. They skip right to the bucks. Cherry, I'm talking about rosy possibilities. The kind of humbug when the pilgrims sold themselves to set sail on the Mayflower. The dream, Cherry.
Just one question, Taylor. That lady with no nose, how does she smell?
Awful.
Mr. Webster gives a nice synonym for humbug too, Taylor. Lies. Now the evening's still young. You still got some rosy possibilities.
In the far ring, humble beginnings, as Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum makes his first appearance in the main tent. Chant on go, quicker than you could say George Washington.
They came by the thousands in Philadelphia, Mr. Barnum. Now here's all the papers you'll need. Birth certificate, bill of sale, rights and testimony proving beyond the shadow of the doubt that on June 15th, Joyce Huff will be 160 years old.
She'd better be, Mr. Lyman. It's taken every cent off me by this contract. But from now on, P.T. Barnum presents Joyce Huff, the oldest woman in the world.
She'll make you a fortune, Mr. Barnum. Just remember, Philadelphia.
All right, Joyce. We better get to work if we want to eat tonight. Step right up and see her. Joyce Huff, the oldest woman alive.
When you see the shape the world is in, when the way it is ain't what it's been, when folks just care for gold, thank God I'm old. When you see the shape the world is in, when the way it is ain't what it's been, when folks just care for gold, thank God I'm old.
I don't understand it. They came out 1,000 in Philadelphia.
And what bad was that? You've been had, Mr. Barnum. Anyway, what's so special about an old lady? A young lady, that's different. If you had me out here 140 years ago, they would have come all right.
What did you say?
I said, what's so special about an old lady?
But a special old lady.
Mr. Barnum, what you looking at?
I'm looking at a nurse about 100 years ago. This baby's bouncing on her knees. George Washington.
I don't know no people named Washington.
George Washington, the father of our country.
I told you I don't know any.
Joyce, that sidewalk looks mighty hard to sleep on tonight. And I see there's a fair chance of rain. Maybe even hail.
What'd you say that boy's name was?
George Washington.
Oh, you mean little George. Why, Mr. Barnum, I pretty near raised that boy.
All right, Joyce, let's do it. Step right up and see her. Joyce has George Washington nurse.
When you see the shape the world is in, when the way it is ain't what it's been, when folks just care for gold, thank God I'm old. When you take a gander at the news, when you hear the language people use, when no sweet songs are sung, I don't wanna be young. Daddy, time. When we see the way folks misbehave, when it's only good times that they crave. When kids are old, thank God I'm old. When the rain was and left alive, when the toad is screaming out of line, got locked up or stung. I wanna be young. I'm 106 years old. I can't dance.
Rain, hail, and maybe a blizzard.
I'll dance. Going to get me dressed and powdered down. Call myself a hack and go to town. See every shady street, please be one slow. Then I'm gonna slip back on the shelf, have a little nip and tell myself, though my back looks bent, here go slippery ends. And I see all my friends made and cold. Thank God
Or did I get a lot of money? Alright, maybe I missed a little bit, but those folks went home thinking they shook the hand that held the roly bottom of our father of our country, and not the patriotic humbug. And there's none better. Now that Joyce was a success, I started signing up other attractions, and I need some place to put them.
That's right, Mr. Barnum. I'm looking for a partner to run the American Museum, but I don't want to turn into no sideshow.
I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Scudder. That's why I intend filling all 5 floors with the most educated attractions imaginable. Is that deal?
Taylor Barnum, did you or did you not have an appointment to take me out at 1 o'clock sharp? It's now past 2:14.
In the near ring, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B.C. Barnum faces the most ferocious of all jungle beasts. This female species has been waiting over 1 hour and 14 minutes. Mr. Barnum will face this dangerous creature unarmed. Darn it, Mr. Scudder. I thought I asked you to tell me when it was 1 o'clock. No excuses. Now you run along. I'll meet you and the builders at 2:45.
Very well, Mr. Barnum.
Jerry, I don't know why I ever took him out as partner. He's so forgetful. A perfect example of marital humbug. Trouble with my wife, it never works.
Oh gosh, Taylor, I believe you forgot that appointment all by yourself. Now I have to pick up some pamphlets over at the Women's Emporium, so I thought we might lunch there.
Jerry, you can't have lunch there. McNally's Oyster House is right around the corner, so I think
Then we leave it up to fate. Heads, Women's Emporium. Tails, McNally's.
I'll toss it, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Taylor. I trust you 100%.
Drum roll, please.
Women's Emporium it is.
pamphlet all about the Staten Act. Thanks to Caddy Staten, the state of New York now guarantees a woman the right to make her own business and legal decisions. What do you think of that, Mr. Barnum?
I'm all for it. 100%. As long as she asks her husband first. Now previous couple doesn't...
Mr. Barnum will have the liver special, Miss Mortimer, plus fresh boiled parsnips, and an extra copy of Miss Stanton's pamphlets for dessert. Now tell her, you can tell me who this partner of yours is.
Cherry, that was Mr. Amos Scudder. He and I are rebuilding the American Museum.
With what? We have $100 to our name.
Rouse and a bit of humbug. You'd be surprised how often it's just as good as silvers or gold.
Schemes again, Taylor. Schemes and dreams.
That's my nature, Cherry. I told you I was a dreamer the first night I met you. I want to excite the people, stir them up, and give them a glimpse into the miracle.
Miracle's a pretty fancy word for humbug, Taylor.
How can you say that, Cherry? Okay, I maybe put a high pulse on the facts sometimes, but I've never taken anyone for just one thin dime.
You've taken them more for money. You've got them all wrought about things that can never be, like a woman 160 years old. Now, I don't mind you using the imagination the good Lord gave you, but when $2 spring up, you ought to be using it for more sensible things. Now, I happen to know Mr. Jerome is looking for a partner over at the clock factory. I could be a part of it, Taylor. Write the letters, keep the accounts.
Cherry, I just can't do it. Tick, tock, tick, from 10 to 6, with only an occasional boom to make a monotony of 10,000 cuckoos.
I'm sorry, Taylor. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Of course you don't, Cherry. That's a half a wife's job. Bringing up things her husband doesn't want to hear. Cherry, a clock factory just isn't the right color for me. Just say the name. Bridgeport Lockworks, and what do you see? Browns and grays, and if you're lucky, a dash of taupe. Walk into any size show, and what do you get? Fire engine red, buttercup yellow, Cali green. It's like living in a giant pinwheel. And I'm not saying that for my own self-desire that I need all those colors. I want to splash them for everybody in the world to see. The colors of my life are bountiful and bold. The purple glow of indigo, the gleam of green and gold, the splendor of a sunrise, the dazzle of a flame, the glory of a rainbow. I put 'em all to shame. No quiet browns and grays. I'll take my days instead and fill them till they overflow with rose and cherry red. And should this sunlit world grow dark one day, the colors of my life will leave a shining light to show the way. Okay.
That's well and good, Mr. Barnum. But your greens and reds aren't going to be much help if you don't get those builders started.
Cherry, wait right there. I'll be back in 5 minutes. 10. Half an hour at the most. Oh, if I'm not bad at 6, meet me and the builders at the museum. Broadway and Street.